everyone is friends, so I know a lot of people from younger years and older years.
They teach you while making you happy at the same time.
We have a really good range of lessons in sports clubs.
I started to push myself out of my comfort zone.
Okay, what should we do for the club? I was thinking I drove the cab. I put up the tent. Yeah. I put up the tent. Yeah. Badminton school.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for having me. My name's Claire Anning. I'm Director of External Relations at Badminton School. And this is my presentation about all things badminton. So Badminton School, very prestigious girls' boarding school in the UK. Half our pupils are boarders, half our pupils are day girls. There's a really good mix between the two. I know that doesn't always happen in UK boarding schools, but absolutely in badminton it does. Our pupils range from aged 3 to aged 18. We are based in the southwest of the country, 2 hours from Heathrow Airport. And at the beginning and at the end of each term, the girls are delivered and collected to Heathrow by a member of staff. We're also 20 minutes from the local train station and half an hour from the regional airport. So we're really well placed for you to come and visit your daughter. Badminton School is in the suburbs of Bristol. It's an affluent area called Westbury-on-Trim, very safe area. I live there with my family, and the girls can go and walk to local shops from there, obviously accompanied. But they can. There's a Costa Coffee, there's a supermarket, there's a local cinema. I quite often think when I'm going around different Asian countries in particular, that or a lot of British boarding schools actually are really quite remote. You see these beautiful country houses on websites, don't you? Very Downton Abbey. And you think, oh, I'd love my daughter to go there. But I wonder when a pupil arrives and a student arrives and they find that they can't even walk to buy a can of Coke, how isolating that must feel. So we have the best of both worlds. We have this beautiful, beautiful campus, which it's got a lovely old building and it's got a real country house feel about it. It's very quiet and calm when the children aren't there, but it's full of wildlife. But literally outside the wall, we're in the suburbs of a city, and all that affords, all the opportunities that affords. So, an hour, a mile away, we have our main shopping mall. So the girls can go and buy bubble tea and they can go shopping because we love shopping, obviously. And then a mile the other way, we are very close to Bristol University. We do a lot of extension and outreach programs with them. We have access to professional sporting and entertainment venues, all on our doorstep, all within 1 mile radius of the school. So people often ask me why girls, and I think that's quite unusual, particularly in Korea, to have an all-girls school. We are passionately an all-girls school. We have got no intention of going co-ed. We we promote women's education. And what the biggest difference, having worked in a co-ed environment and in an all-girls environment, is that our girls are left to mature at their own pace without maybe the worries of what they're going to look like to the male members of the class. There's a lot of evidence to show that girls do better in an all-girls environment. But actually the biggest thing I think is that the girls end up very confident in their own skin. They feel very confident as people. My daughters both went through a single-sex school, an all-girls school, and they are now 30 and 26, and they have got really good jobs, and they're confident young women, and I think that's very definitely what that environment has helped to create. Sport is big at badminton. We put a lot of connection between physical fitness and mental agility. That sort of, if you are physically fit, your brain works well. And we try and help the girls find something that they can be passionate about, that they can enjoy doing, whether that be one of the more mainstream sports like netball or hockey. We've got a very strong girls cricket team at badminton, or whether that be swimming or dance, or we've got a climbing wall at the school, fencing, all those things. You know, we try and make sure that the girls are happy and want to keep fit. We have an indoor swimming pool, and one of the joys for me of travelling in Asia as much as I do is that I've usually got a bit of jet lag going on, and I'm usually waking up really, really early because of the jet lag. And so I come into school about 7:30 in the morning, and particularly in the summer term, I quite often see the sixth form. They've been for a swim before school, you know, particularly when they're taking their public exams, so they're getting their brains going with a bit of activity. We've got a really big on-site astro, as well as tennis courts. Art's another big thing for badminton. We've got the most beautiful art centre. If you ever come and visit, we always say it's our jewel in the crown. We teach 7 different mediums of art, so not just fine art and drawing and painting, but we'll also teach ceramics, textiles, photography. We've got our own darkroom, we've got our own digital printer. And what you find is, even if girls don't take art as a subject, you know, as an examination subject, you know, maybe they're doing biology, physics and maths for A levels, something like that, they will still quite often, you'll find them in the art centre with jewellery club or ceramics club or something like that. This is our main exhibition space. As you can see, it's like a professional gallery, and that's just a very small part of the art centre. And we use this for entertaining as well, for events. Badminton girls sing. They love to sing. We are Girls' School Association Choir of the Year, and whether the girls are singing something classical as part of our chamber choir, whether they're performing in a production, drama production, or whether they're a member of the senior choir, they love it. And of course, there's a lot of research, isn't there, about singing and serotonin. Yeah, I'm a singer, so I'm a bit passionate about singing. Yeah, so as I said, music, big thing at badminton. Every year we'll have 1 or 2 girls going on to music conservatoires. This is St George's in the middle. It's about a mile away from the school. It's a professional concert venue, and we hire this once a year for our big spring concert. Quite often the sixth form are soloists. This girl on the right is a Russian girl. They were really keen that she went to a music conservatoire. She's a really, really good jazz pianist. So she's ended up doing physics at Imperial. She's such a clever girl. She could have done either, you know. I can't remember what Chin-Chin's studying now. Might be medicine, but anyway. But, you know, they are good enough to stand up in this big concert venue and give this amazing performance. And it's their hobby, you know. It's not even something that they're going to do as their career. And that's what always staggers me, I suppose. And I suppose that goes back to the confidence thing. So one of the things that we like to do at badminton is the sixth form girls volunteer to be a member of the Science Outreach Programme. And they go into local primary schools, local state primary schools, and demonstrate practical science. So that can be, you know, blowing things up or freezing things, or, you know, and there are a number of reasons that it's good for them to do the programme. They have to be confident to stand up and present in front of all these children. So that's always a good idea, isn't it? Because there aren't any jobs now where you don't have to do something like this at some point, whatever career you choose. They also have to be quite secure in their own knowledge in order to teach it. And it also helps as something to put on their applications for university. It differentiates their application. So, you know, you might be applying for engineering at Cambridge, and the admissions department at Cambridge will have hundreds and hundreds of applications from all around the world. So how do you differentiate yourself so by doing this sort of program or things like this, I'll talk a bit later about the EPQ, then it helps differentiate your application, makes you stand out. We're really lucky at badminton that our numbers on roll have increased over the last year. I know a lot of schools that has not been the case in the UK, but for us, we are still a school in demand, and that demand is growing. So we have not had to reduce the subjects that we teach. So that's really, really important for us. So obviously the GCSE, you take 5 that are compulsory, and then you choose 5. And then with A-levels, we like girls to choose 3 subjects, and then to take a plus option. And that, as I said, it might be the EPQ, the extended project. And one of the things I like to say is that, again, we're looking to help the student differentiate their application. So you might be studying sciences. So why not think about doing an extended project on Michelangelo or orangutans or something that is so different from your core subject, so that when that admissions department are looking at all these applications with top grades, you're differentiating yourself, you're putting something a bit interesting. And that's really, we're really keen on that. We have a member of staff who is dedicated to just helping girls with their university application, whether that be in the UK, to a UK university, or overseas. Badminton School is an academic school. We have, very good results. And the A-level program is a very respected, well-known and respected program throughout the world. So irrespective of where you're applying for university, whether it be in Seoul, whether it be in the UK, whether it be in America, the A-level program is seen as academically very robust, and comes with a high level of credibility. So it's a good way of accessing an international university education. These are our destination of leavers for 2025, and I was quite interested that there was only 2% of overseas, because normally that would be 6-7%, and I wonder if that's Trump. I think it might be. I know. I must remember to ask Liam, because that is lower than normal. And of course, there was that wobble last year, wasn't there, where we're going to get visas, etc., etc. I think that's now okay. Yeah. So we are looking, but so normally that would be slightly higher than that. So do you understand about Russell Group? So top UK universities, obviously Oxford and Cambridge. So typically girls will apply, our Asian girls in particular, like the London universities, they like Imperial, they like King's, UCL, those universities. They're not so keen on anything up north, cold. But yeah, any of those sort of well-known prestigious universities, we have a very high success rate. I think 91% of the girls last summer got their first choice for university. Boarding, yes, boarding at badminton. So obviously 50% of our girls are boarders. We take them aged 9. They can start, and then so Bartlett House is 9 to 12. Aged 9 to 12. There are 40 girls in the house, and they sleep in rooms of 3 or 4 girls. It's a real home from home. It's right in the centre of our site and the centre of the campus. And they're looked after by 3 members of staff, a housemistress, a deputy housemistress, and a graduate gap. Middle boarding house, Sanderson. So this is 13 to 16 years old. And these are the girls that are doing GCSEs primarily, or the year before they start GCSEs. And that's on the edge of the campus, sleeping in rooms of 3 or 4. Yeah, and then for the sixth form, it's a standalone sixth form centre on the site. Downstairs are seminar rooms and social space. all of the houses have kitchens. So the girls love to cook and bake their traditional food or cakes or whatever, and they'll share that on a Saturday night. You know, it's really social, and it's the same in the sixth form. So downstairs in the sixth form, as I said, seminar rooms, some teaching rooms, and social space, common room, kitchen, etc. And then the 2 floors above are boarding accommodation, and in the sixth form the girls share a room in the lower sixth, and they have their own room in the upper sixth. So there are far more options than this for applying at badminton, but I was trying to simplify it. So basically, I mean, I've seen a family this morning where mum is going to come over in September for a year with girls who are aged 6 and 9. So prep school, and we will support the visa for her to do that. And so they're coming for a year, and they're already at an international school in Seoul, and they will, but that will obviously will support their English. And we're expecting that the older girl might well then stay for boarding for prep 6. So by then she'd be sort of 10, rising 11. So we will take boarding pupils from aged 9. In the prep school, we can take short stay or immersion program pupils if we have space. So either the option is to come over accompanied, as this family are going to do that I was talking about, or we can take a boarder on her own for 1 term or 1 year as part of an immersion program. Or you can just apply for a full-time boarding place. And that's for the prep school, that's a rolling program. We don't have deadlines when you have to apply. If we've got the space, we can assess via the agent. In the senior school, main points of entry, year 7, so 11 plus, year 9, 13 plus, and sixth form, 16 plus. We will occasionally take girls for year 10, but it's we're becoming quite hard about the decision about whether we'll take them, because the reality is they are starting their GCSE program from the day that they land. And that is really, really hard if you do not have English as your first language. So year 9 or year 7 gives you really a great lead in to that GCSE program. For year 7 and year 9, we do a CAT 4, which is a verbal and non-verbal test online. There's a maths test and a written English test. We also interview, we take a school reference, and we actually really put a lot of store by the agent and what their recommendation is. You know, we expect our agents to have got to know the families, and it's very definitely a partnership. For sixth form, they'll do the CAT 4. They won't do maths and English, but they will sit subject papers in 2 of the 3 A-level subjects. So they might be doing maths, chemistry and physics, and they might choose to do chemistry and physics as their paper, or maths and chemistry as their paper, whatever that might be. And we interview, we check the English, and we ask some quite searching questions, but hopefully it's fun, and it's an opportunity for the candidate to be able to ask us about the school and about life at UK boarding. We also, unlike a lot of schools, offer academic scholarships and also scholarships in sport, art and music. And the academic scholarship can be worth up to 25% remission of fees. So it's a very significant amount. We can assess that for art, sport and music remotely. And I also come out to Seoul at least once a year, so I can also meet prospective families and meet prospective students. Okay, so that's fine. So that's the end of me. Yeah? Thank you. No, well, thank you. That's a quick trot through.
Yeah.